Good to see you all. Thanks for coming out on a wonderful fall morning. Weather's about to change for the cooler, I think, but that's good. Glad you found a place to park somewhere within the city limits to get here. So this morning's concert is That's Funny. Proverbs says a cheerful heart is good medicine, so we hope to give you a really good dose of it this morning. Also in Psalm 126, when the Lord brought back the captivity of Zion, we were like those who dream. Then our mouths were filled with laughter and our tongue was singing. So even in the midst of bad things, as God delivers us, we see God's people being joyful and thankful and laughing and singing when he does good things for us. And he's done so many good things for us. So this morning's concert is a great variety of music, various styles, from folk to classical to musical theater. And unlike most concerts, it is wonderfully permissible to laugh during this concert. So you don't have to stifle yourself. No cross-eyed looks at somebody if they giggle or something like that. It's okay, and actually we prefer that if you enter in that way. So our first song that we'll sing for you, perform for you, is an orchestral overture to Rossini's The Barber of Seville, very famous, well-known piece. And in this version, it's a tribute to the German comedian harmonists, as done by the English King's Singers. So, as the orchestra tunes up, we'll then present The Barber of Seville overture. where that came from. Well, next, we actually have some instruments performing instrumental music. This is by Leroy Anderson. Wrote many famous things like Sleigh Ride here at Christmas time and the syncopated clock and the cuckoo. Well, here he wrote a piece for the oft, or maybe not oft, composed for solo instrument, the typewriter. So we have with us one of the most famous typewriter players known to me at any rate. Maybe the Palouse region for sure, and perhaps the whole world, I don't really know. But anyway, we're happy to have Guy Worthy with us here. And then we have on xylophone Nathan Stencil, the virtuoso here, making the most difficult part of the whole string section. And then the rest of the orchestra is over at the piano there with Kayla Earl. So please enjoy the typewriter. All right, we'll move on from the serious concerto genre, and we'll change to something lighter. We'll go to the genre of musical theater and a concert with this title, How Can We Not Have I Love to Laugh, from Mary Poppins. So you'll meet three characters, of course, here, Mary Poppins and Bert, and then when you laugh a lot, it tends to lighten your spirit. And of course, it lightens the spirit of Uncle Albert so much that he has trouble keeping his feet on the ground. And so you'll get to hear and see Uncle Albert laughing and talking about how he loves to do so. So, I Love to Laugh from Mary Poppins.
Hello, Mary Poppins.
Hello, Bert. I came as soon as I heard about Uncle Albert. How is he?
I'm afraid I've never seen him this bad before.
Well, let's get on then. And remember, no laughing. It will only encourage him.
I love to laugh, loud and long and clear. I love to laugh, so everybody can hear.
like this. Then there's a kind what can't make up their mind.
When things strike me as funny, I can't hide inside, and speak the speakers too. I've got to let go and go, oh, 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 and the ha, 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 too. We love to love, ha, 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 loud and long and clear. We love to love, hey, 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 so everybody can hear. When the more you laugh, hey, 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 the more you fill with glee, and the more I glee, hey, 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 the more I'll marry you. It's embarrassing. The more I'll marry you.
Next we have a piece for piano and cello, and the piece is called a cello rondo. A rondo is a musical structure or form which alternates different types of music. So you have the A section and the B section, and then the A section again, and then a C section, and then an A section again, and then the B, and then the A. A, B, A, C, A, B, A. That is a rondo. And of course, a cello rondo, a cello rondo, a cello rondo, a cello rondo also means to get faster. And this is marked with the very well-known tempo marking of allegretto con pepperoni. kind of feel like I was at a dance at Hogwarts. Well, next we take a break from music per se, but we have a little story time. It is a family concert after all, so we need a few stories, and we have two of them. The first one is a retelling of that famous tale, Cinderella, but it's done so with a procedure or style known as spoonerization, where you flip-flop first letters of words. So you might have a beautiful girl like Cinderella, but in this story she'll be a beautiful burl. And it's possible that she was from a foreign country, but here will be a corin funtry. So you have to pay attention more than the average story, or you'll really be confused. So without further ado, we have Rindercella, told by Mr. Tyler Foster, lecturer of languages at MSA.
So, before we begin today, I think it's only fair to address the elephant in the room. Several months ago, Dr. Hirsch came by my office and asked, would you do something for our fun concert? Of course, initially, it's quite an honor being asked by Dr. Hirsch to do anything. You know, would you play a concerto? You know, would you sing in the choir? Would you bring me a bag of chips? Well, initially, honor, but as time went on, it began to dawn on me, you know, there's something that Dr. didn't ask me. He didn't come to my office and say, would you dazzle us with your slick guitar playing? He didn't say, would you mesmerize us with your operatic voice? You know, the world needs more beauty. No, in essence, he asked, would you come to our musical concert and do something non-musical? I think you can start to feel what that is like. He didn't even let me use a typewriter, the most humble of musical instruments. It's like when you go to a contest and you lose, and they start passing out the prizes, and you get a gold medal here, and a silver and a bronze, and they're like, oh yeah, consolation. The good news is I do love telling stories. And since Dr. Herb already spoiled exactly how this story is going to go, we might as well just begin. And with all good stories, we begin ours today, Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time in a foreign country, there was a beautiful girl whose name was Rindercella. And Rindercella had a muggly other and 2 sugly isters. Also in this foreign country, there was a prancing hince, and of course, the prancing hince was going to give a fancy fall. Rindercella's muggly other and 2 sugly isters went out and they bought dancy fresses for the fancy fall. But Rindercella couldn't go because she had nothing but ruddy dags. Well, the night of the fancy fall arrived, and Rindercella's muggly other and 2 sugly isters put on their dancy fresses and went to the fancy fall. But since Rindercella couldn't go, she just cat down and stride. Suddenly, her Gary Fodmother appeared before her, touched her with her magic wand, and turned her into a beautiful princess. And then she gave her a kick coach and pick sources so Rindercella could go to the fancy ball. So off went Rindercella. When she got to the fancy ball, the Prance and Hince met her at the door. He had watched her come up in her kick coach and pick sources from a wooden window. Well, Rindercella and the Prance and Hince danced all night long, and of course, they fell in love. Just as the Prance and Hince was about to clock the question, Rindercella heard the moke of strychnine. So she turned, straced down the rares, and when she reached the Stodden Blep, she slopped her dripper. Well, the next day, the Prance and Hince went all over his foreign country, looking for the beautiful girl who had slopped her dripper. When he got got to Rindersella's house, he tried it on her muggly other, but it didn't it. So he then tried it on her two sugliesters, but it didn't it. But when he tried it on Rindersella, it fitted it. So they were happily married and lived happily ever after. Well, you've probably been asking yourself all through this story, Mr. Foster, what is the Storl of the Maury? And so I'll tell you. If you're a young lady in the audience, and you go to your Bancy Fall and you dance with your prance and hens, don't forget to slop your dripper.
Now, despite what he said, I thought so highly of him, I've asked him to do two things at this concert.
Non-musical.
But at least this one has music with it. Well, hey everyone, now we'd like to have a session of some picking and grinning. They're picking and we're grinning. Let's have a listen. Well, that's pretty nice, I think, don't you? Now you're going to be a part of this one now, because when they're picking, you got to do some singing and join in with them. So I got to teach you your part real quick so we have the whole thing ready to go. So in the second half of what they play, we're going to sing na 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 na. So let me teach it to you real quick like here. So first part is like this. Sing after me now. Na 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 na. Ready and sing. Na 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 na. Second part's like it, but ends different. Na 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 na. Ready and go. Na 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 na. I'll sing the whole thing and you sing the whole thing now. Na 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 na. Now when we do it 2 times in a row. So you gotta get ready for that. Let's try it 2 times in a row. All together now. Here we go. Na 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 na. All right, I think we're ready. Let's do some picking and grinning. All right, let's give it a try now. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, David.
Now, do you know how many diva sopranos it takes to screw in a light bulb?
No, but I wouldn't think a diva would do such a thing.
Well, they do.
Is that a fact?
Sure is.
So how many does it take, David?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm sure you are.
Well, the answer is just one.
Just what?
Just one. She holds it firmly in place while the world rotates around her. Now, speaking of singers,
Were we?
we were. Now, Tyler, do you know how I can tell if it's a singer or an instrumentalist at my door?
No, I don't. How do you do it?
Well, if it's a singer, he won't be able to find the key and doesn't know when to come in.
Hey, David.
Hey, Tyler,
You know I once had a perfect pitch.
how to have just one perfect pitch? Usually if you have one, you have them all.
No. You misunderstood me. When I was younger, my music teacher handed me a banjo, just about like this one over here. I promptly threw it, and it landed right in the dumpster. A perfect pitch. Speaking of banjos,
We must.
we must. Do you know the difference between a banjo player and a large pizza?
I've never compared a banjo to a large pizza before.
Well, David, a large pizza can feed a family of 4.
Hey, Tyler,
Hey, David.
do you consider yourself knowledgeable about classical composers?
I know a thing or two.
Well, all right then, let me quiz you.
All right.
Did you know that Mozart used to keep chickens?
I had no idea.
Well, he did, but not for long.
Why? What happened?
He had to get rid of them because they caused him to have low self-esteem.
How so?
All they ever said was, "Bop, bop, bop, bop." All right, well, let's try one more.
Oh boy.
So, did you know that Beethoven was a late bloomer as a composer?
Really? And why was that?
Well, when he went for his lessons, he could never find his teacher.
That does seem hard to believe.
I know, but his teacher was hiding. All right. So just to show you that he's going to win the gold prize on storytelling, I thought I'd tell a story too. This story doesn't use spoonerization, but it uses inflationary language. This was invented by Victor Borge. If you don't know Victor Borge, you should look him up. We're going to have a little more Victor Borge-esque things at the end of the concert. Anyway, Victor Borge thought, inflation happens, then the cost of gas goes up, the cost of groceries goes up, and all this goes up, but it never seems to affect our language. Well, there's all these words in our language that have numbers in them, and so maybe what would happen if it affected our language too? So instead of a story starting once upon a time, it would have to be twice upon a time. And if something was wonderful, it would now be tutorful. So here again, you'll have to listen intently to understand what's being said as I relate to you a modern telling of Jack and the tutorful beans. Twice upon a time, there lived a boy named Jack with his mother in the tutorful land of California. Today, Jack, a double-minded lad, decided 3 go 5th, 3 seek his 5 chum. After making sure that Jack 9 a sandwich and drank some 8 up, his mother 11 he said, 3 to loo, 3 to loo. Try 3 be back by next 3's date. She cheered, 3, 5, 7, 9. Who do we appreciate? Jack, Jack, Jack. Jack sent 5th, and soon met a man wearing a 4-piece suit and a 3-pay. 5th rightly, Jack asked the man, I'm a Californian. Are you 2-3? Certainly, replied the man, giving Jack a high 6. Want 3 go, 3 a San Francisco 50ers game with me? Not 3 day, answered Jack. But can you help me 3 lope 9 my 5 chum? Sure, said the man. Let me sell you these tutorful beans. Jack's intuition told him that the man was a 3-faced triple crosser. The 11 high 11. Jack shouted, you must think I'm behind the 9 ball. but I'm a college graduate. And I know what rights our forefathers created in the Constitution. Now, let's get down to 3 base 7 about these beans. The man tripled over with laughter. Now wait a third. There's no need 3 make such a 3-do about these beans. I won't 5-shoot 3 by it. It's 7 of 2 and 7 of a baker's dozen of the other 3 meat. But you won't find beautiful beans like this at the 6 and 11. As the older folks get there. Jack couldn't believe his 3 eyes. The man had a gun in the pocket of his 4-piece suit. So Jack pulled out his own trusty 7-shooter and exclaimed, "You can't pull 2 over on me. Get out of town, or I'll blow you 3 Timbuk 3. But second, give me the beans." So the man gave Jack the beans and ran off as fast as his 3 legs could carry him. Well, there's no need 3-11-9 on the rest of the tale. Jack 11-aciously one in on the giant and to the battle for 5 the golden eggs. He eliminated the giant, and Jack and his mother were in 8th heaven and on cloud 10, and so on and so on and so fifth, 5 ever and ever. Next, we have another musical composition this time by the composer Antonin Dvorak. In classical music, there's often music that is based on something funny, but it's not necessarily funny itself. So there's music called scherzo, which means a joke, but it's not always laugh out loud funny. This piece is called a humoresque, something that's humorous, but it's not really all that funny. But it takes kind of an idea to me that seems like little laughter. It's a slow laughter. And that rhythmic motive, like a laugh, is the main idea in the music. So this isn't overtly funny, but it's based on something that is funny. So this is Dvorak's humoresque, arranged for trio, piano, violin, and cello. is the slow laugher. Well, sometimes you don't feel like laughing, and sometimes you need someone to make you laugh. So this is from the famous play, musical, movie, Singin' in the Rain. Make 'em laugh.
I'm going to do a bit here, and at a certain point, I want you to join me. All right? As every actor knows, as we learn, the show must go on. And so, come rain or snow, sleep or shine, make them laugh, make them laugh. Hope you know everyone wants to laugh. Ha ha! My dad said me, and I can buy some on me a comical one that we stand in line. All those old homes around the shines. I can tell you just gonna be quiet and eat, and you can drop the critics and I'm nothing to eat. Spitting up with African words at your feet. Make them laugh, make them laugh, make them laugh. Make them laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My grandpa said to go out of town on shore, but give it money to hope. Make them roll, make them scream. Take the ball, the balls, let us see. Start up like a table, girl, and dance a race. Make it till they giggle all over the place. Then you get a great heart in the face. Make them laugh, make them laugh, make them laugh. 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 Make them laugh.
Now, some of you may have been lured to this concert with the promise that there would be some music by Bach. And you know I like to do music by Bach, but this isn't the one you might have thought it was by. Not J.S., but P.D.Q. Bach. He was the last of the 20-odd children of Bach, particularly odd at that. This Bach, P.D.Q. Bach, he was born in 1807. And he died in 1742. This is his composition number 999999999. So it's a sonata, and it's a piece for two groups of instruments, and it uses the old Renaissance style of an echo sonata, where one group will play and then the other group plays, and they go back and forth. So this is an echo sonata. We have over here a group of wind instruments, the flutes, the oboe, and the bassoon. And then here we have brass instruments, the trumpet, the horn, and the trombone. And as you're going to find out, as Bach wrote this, this is the echo sonata for two unfriendly groups of instruments. So again, we are pleased that you came out to spend your morning with us for this unusual collection of music. We hope you've been filled with some laughter and joy this morning. Coming up in about 3 weeks is the Cantus Firmus first concert of the season. It's on November 15th. Hopefully you picked up a bookmark with all of our other dates on it. And it's not like this concert's. Sing to the Lord is its theme, and we really would like you to come, and we'd really like you to not laugh at that concert. It is really some fabulous music, so you ought to come out to hear Bach and Handel and some other wonderful motets. Later we have the Choral Fest in the year. We're going to do a psalm sing for the first time, host that for the broader community, and then we'll end with Bach's Mass in B minor in the spring. So I hope you can come out to those. I also want to thank our sponsors. You'll find them on the back of the program, especially our presenting sponsor, Erber Auto, and a host of other sponsors. As you see there, Blue Canoe, Roman Roads Media, and JVP Computer Solutions. I think I got them all. There's also a QR code there if you'd like to further support Collegium Musicum Moscow as we do these different kinds of concerts and musical events in our town. Music no longer has rich patrons, and we don't all work for the church and have all that money in the coffers as they used to. So we appreciate your support in those ways as well. So our final piece tonight is a piece by Flist, as Victor Borge would say. Flist. And it is a very serious composition. However, this rendition, as done by Victor Borge and some of his friends sometimes throughout the ages, is a little less serious than you might find it at a typical concert hall. So we hope you enjoyed your morning and that you'll enjoy our final offering with Hungarian Rhapsody by Flist.
Thank you.